At dinner, Jenna looked me in the eye and dropped a bomb like she was talking about the weather. My ex is moving in with us. He needs help, she said, twirling her fork through her pasta as if it were no big deal. I took a slow breath, kept my expression calm. That's very kind of you, I replied evenly. She smiled, satisfied, thinking I was the picture of maturity. She had no idea that in that exact moment, I was already planning my exit. I'm 32 male. Jenna's 30. We'd been together 5 years, married for 3. And here she was, telling me over our usual Thursday night dinner that Ricky, her ex-boyfriend of 4 years, the one who still called just to check in, the one she still liked Instagram photos from in the middle of the night, was about to move into our home. She went on like it was the most logical thing in the world. He lost his job. His roommate kicked him out. He's got nowhere else to go. We've got a spare room, so it just makes sense. He'll be here this weekend. I already told him yes. I took a sip of water, counted silently to 3. That's very kind of you, I repeated. Relief washed over her face. I knew you'd understand. You're so much more mature than those insecure guys who freak out over nothing. The check arrived. I paid. We drove home. She went to bed happy, convinced she'd married the perfect pushover. She was wrong. The very next morning, after she left for work at 8 o'clock, I opened my laptop at 8:15 and started looking at apartments. By 10 o'clock, I'd toured 3. By noon, I'd signed a lease on a 1-bedroom that was ready immediately. Movers came at 1 o'clock. I packed only what belonged to me: clothes, my gaming setup, my books, the TV I bought before we ever met, and my grandmother's dining set she'd left me. I left behind the shared furniture, the decor we picked out together. I wasn't angry. I wasn't out for revenge. I was finished. At 3 o'clock, I sat in my lawyer's office, signing divorce paperwork. Straightforward, no mess. I didn't want alimony, didn't want half of anything. I wanted out. By 4:30, I was back at the house, sliding the envelope of divorce papers onto the kitchen counter, right beside the coffee machine she touched first every morning. I set my wedding ring on top of it, along with a sticky note. The house is yours. Perfect for you and Ricky. Rent's covered through the end of the month. Good luck. At 5 o'clock, I was already sitting in my new apartment, cartons of Chinese food spread out in front of me, Netflix glowing on the TV. At 5:43, my phone lit up with the first voicemail. What the hell is this? Is this a joke? Call me back now. 8 minutes later, another message. I know you're seeing these. This is insane. You can't just leave like this. 6:02, the third voicemail. Are you seriously divorcing me because I'm helping a friend? You're insecure and pathetic. 6:15, another one. Where are you? Where's your stuff? Answer me. I powered my phone down, leaned back, and let Netflix roll. By Saturday morning, things had escalated. When I turned my phone back on, I was greeted with 73 text messages and 28 missed calls. The texts were a wild ride through every stage of entitlement and delusion. This isn't funny anymore. You're being dramatic. You can't just abandon me. What am I supposed to tell people? You're having a breakdown. Come home, and we'll forget this happened. I'll find you. Then my buddy Cameron called. Apparently, Jenna had blown up his phone around midnight, demanding to know where I was. Dude, she sounded nuts, he told me. Said you kidnapped yourself or something. Made 0 sense. What did you say? I asked. That I had no clue. Which was true. You didn't tell me either, you sneaky bastard. So where are you? Got my own place, I said. Legend, he laughed. So she really was moving her ex in? Yeah. Told him yes without even asking me. Man, the audacity. Soon after, the family brigade arrived. Her dad called, his voice booming with outrage. How dare you abandon my daughter over something so small? She was just trying to help someone. A secure man wouldn't care. She invited her ex to move in without talking to me, I said flatly. A secure man wouldn't care, he repeated. Then she can go find one. I'm filing for divorce. You'll regret this. She's the best thing that ever happened to you. Doubt it, I said and hung up. Her sister Fiona chimed in with a text. You're really showing who you are. Jenna deserves a man who doesn't run the first time she shows compassion. I ignored her. But here's where it got entertaining. Ricky actually showed up at the house Saturday afternoon with a U-Haul. My neighbor Phil, bless his soul, kept me updated like it was an episode of reality TV. Bro, Ricky's pissed, Phil texted. He's yelling at Jenna, saying she promised you were cool with it. Now he's asking why your car's gone. Minutes later, she's crying. He's still unloading. Wait, hold up, he's reloading. They're fighting in the driveway now. And then, Ricky just left. She's still standing outside. Turns out Ricky had thought this was his chance to get back with her. When he realized she'd blown up her marriage for him, and that I was done, he wanted no part of the mess. I sat in my new place, eating leftover Chinese, while Jenna's world collapsed around her. And for the first time in a long while, I felt free that he never pictured that being the reason behind someone else's divorce would feel so hollow. The big romantic reunion Ricky must have fantasized about? It wasn't shaping up that way at all. By Saturday night, Jenna tried changing tactics. She took to Facebook, typing out, "Some people just can't handle when their partner has a generous heart. All I did was help someone in need, and my husband walked out on me. That shows his real character. Heartbroken. I deserve better." But the reaction wasn't what she hoped for. Her cousin chimed in first. "Who exactly were you helping?" Jenna answered, "My friend Ricky needed a place to stay." Her cousin shot back, "Your ex Ricky? The same one you dated for 4 years?" Then her aunt joined the thread. "Girl, you moved your ex into your house with your husband?" Jenna scrambled to defend herself, insisting it wasn't like that, but the comments kept rolling in. An hour later, the whole post vanished. By Monday, reality hit her. She showed up at his workplace, only to be stopped by security. He'd already warned them. She stood outside in the parking lot for 2 hours, holding a sign that read, "Please talk to me." His co-workers sent him photos from the windows, watching the scene unfold. Eventually, security escorted her away. After that, she went into damage control. She started calling mutual friends, telling them her sob story. But once they heard his side of things, most were stunned. "Wait, she actually moved her ex into your house without asking?" they said. Jenna's version was different though. She framed it as him being jealous of her kindness, too insecure to handle her friendships with men. One of their friends, Monica, called him. "She's here at my place right now, crying, saying you're divorcing her just because she let a homeless friend crash on the couch for a couple of days." He told Monica the truth. That so-called homeless friend is her ex-boyfriend. "She invited him to live with us indefinitely, without ever asking me." Monica tested it. He overheard her in the background. "Jenna, what's your friend's name?" After some mumbling, Jenna admitted, "Ricky." Monica's shock was instant. "Wait, that's your ex?" "Oh my God." She told Jenna to leave immediately. By Tuesday, even Jenna's dad, Arthur, reached out. He was usually a calm man, so he picked up the call. "Son, why are you leaving my daughter?" Arthur asked. He laid everything out plainly. Silence hung for a while before Arthur sighed. "She invited her ex-boyfriend into your home? Without asking you? Told you after she already said yes? Jesus Christ. I raised an idiot. You're right to leave." Arthur admitted Jenna's been listening too much to her friend Diane, who filled her head with all this empowered woman nonsense, convincing her that men should accept anything without complaint. But even Arthur knew this was going way too far. "Keep the divorce lawyer," he said. "I'll talk to her. But she's made her bed." Then came Wednesday, the height of absurdity. Ricky himself called. "Hey man, it's Ricky. I think there's been a misunderstanding." "No misunderstanding," he replied. "Look, I wasn't trying to cause any issues. Jenna told me you were fine with me staying there. She didn't ask me. She told me. Well, I mean, I really need a place. Not my problem. Can't you just come back so we can work this out? I promise I'll be respectful." He was floored. "You're seriously asking me to come back to my wife so you can live in my house?" Ricky went quiet. "Well, when you put it like that. Lose my number." That afternoon, Jenna took it a step further. She emailed his mother. "Dear Mrs. Patterson, your son abandoned me because I tried to help someone in need. I don't know what you taught him about marriage, but walking away isn't the answer. Please talk sense into him. I'm willing to forgive him if he comes home immediately. But his mom wasn't having it. She CC'd him in her reply. Jenna, my son told me exactly what happened. You invited your ex-boyfriend into your marital home without even discussing it with him. That's not generosity, that's disrespect. I raised my son to have self-respect. He's acting exactly how I'd expect. Don't contact me again. Afterward, she texted her son. The nerve of that girl. Do you need anything? By Thursday, desperation hit Jenna hard. She went back to the rental house and found out he'd already spoken with the landlord, removed himself from the lease, and informed them of the divorce. The landlord told her she'd have to qualify on her own income or move out within 30 days. She couldn't afford it. Her meltdown was brutal. 23 calls in 1 hour. Voicemails bouncing from rage to pleading. You can't do this to me. This is financial abuse. I'll sue you for abandonment. Please, I'm sorry. Ricky won't move in. I need you. He responded once. Ricky needs a place. You two have 30 days to figure it out. By the next update, the divorce papers had been filed. Jenna hired a lawyer. That lawyer reached out with what they called an offer. Jenna would forgive him if he agreed to return home immediately, pay for marriage counseling, never bring up the Ricky incident again, and give her access to his new address. His lawyer actually laughed on the call. She thinks she's negotiating from strength? The answer was simple. She gets nothing. No alimony. No shared assets. Everything was separate. She can keep the furniture he left as a gift. That's it. When her side tried to argue emotional distress, his lawyer shut it down. Your client abandoned her marital duties when she decided, on her own, to move another man into the marriage home. That was the end of it. Friday turned out to be the day everything came crashing down on Jenna. Remember how she told Ricky he could move in? Well, he actually went through with it. He'd already given up his old apartment because of her promise. So when the time came, he had nowhere else to go. He pulled up with his U-Haul again, assuming she'd have it sorted by now. Luckily, Phil, my legend of a neighbor, was out there recording the whole scene. Jenna came outside, and the two of them stood in the yard arguing for a solid 20 minutes. Ricky kept pressing. You told me I could move in. Jenna shot back. That was before my husband left. Ricky tried to reason with her. So what? You still have a house. She snapped. I can't afford it alone. Ricky, desperate, suggested. Then we'll split rent. She flat out refused. I'm not splitting rent with my ex. He asked the obvious question. Then why did you even offer? Jenna had no answer. She just turned, went inside and locked the door. Ricky ended up sitting on her front lawn for 3 hours before finally driving off. And then came his masterpiece, a Facebook post. He blasted her publicly. Shout out to Jenna Morrison for promising me a place to stay, making her husband leave her, and now leaving me homeless. It spread like wildfire. Her friends saw it, her family saw it, her coworkers saw it. Everyone knew. That evening, Jenna called me sobbing. Look what you've done. Now everyone thinks I'm a horrible person. I reminded her. You invited your ex to live with us without even asking me. She insisted. It was just to help him. My reply was simple. And how did that work out? He's still homeless and we're getting divorced. She whimpered. This isn't how it was supposed to go. I asked what exactly she expected. She told me she thought I'd be mature about it, that I'd trust her. I said I had trusted her, until she proved I shouldn't. She hung up on me after that. Fast forward. The divorce went through faster than anyone expected. My lawyer said it was the cleanest case he'd ever handled. No kids, no shared property, no alimony, nothing to drag it out. Jenna had no leverage. She came to court with her mother and sister for support. I showed up alone. Didn't need an audience for my freedom. The judge asked if there was any chance of reconciliation. Incredibly, Jenna piped up. Yes, if he apologizes for overreacting and agrees to counseling. The judge looked at both lawyers, then down at the case file. Finally, he said, Ma'am, you invited another man, your ex-boyfriend of 4 years, into your marital home without your husband's consent. Jenna muttered, He's just a friend. The judge didn't waste another breath. He signed the papers immediately. Outside the courthouse, her mom started shrieking at me. "You're going to die alone. No one will ever love you like Jenna did." I just thought, good. Because Jenna's love came with moving her ex in. Fiona, her sister, tried the pity angle. She was only trying to help someone. My response? Then why isn't he living with you? She had no answer. Her father, Arthur, was also there. He quietly shook my hand and said, "You're a good man. Sorry my daughter lost her head." At least someone in that family had sense. Since then, the fallout has been almost entertaining. Jenna had to move back into her parents' place. Arthur's miserable about it. Ricky's living in his car, posting angry Facebook rants about how Jenna ruined his life. Her mother tried to set her up with a friend's son, but the guy Googled her, found Ricky's posts, and backed out immediately. Fiona keeps posting about toxic masculinity and how real men aren't threatened by their partner's past. Their cousin clapped back perfectly. She tried to move her ex in. That's not the past, that's the present. Meanwhile, I'm thriving. My new apartment is smaller, but it's mine. No surprise roommates, no exes with U-Hauls pulling up. Just me, my gaming setup, and the peace of knowing I respected myself enough to walk away. Life even threw me a curveball in the best way. I met a woman named Quinn at the coffee shop near my place. We've gone on 3 dates already. When I told her why my marriage ended, she was stunned. Her words. She tried to move her ex in without asking? That's insane. I just nodded. Exactly, Quinn. Exactly. Last week, Jenna sent me this long, dramatic email saying she's learned from the experience. She now understands communication is key, and maybe we could rebuild with better boundaries. My reply was short. No thanks. I'm good. She fired back. You'll never find someone who loved you like I did. And I thought, that's the point. I blocked her after that. For the people wondering if I regret ending things so quickly, the answer is no. When someone shows you exactly who they are, believe them the first time. Jenna showed me that she valued playing savior to her ex more than respecting her husband. That was all I needed to know. To the folks saying I should have communicated, I did. I communicated with my lawyer, and then I communicated with my actions. Some decisions don't warrant debate. One last note. Jenna, since I know you're still trying to track me down online, Fiona already told Quinn you're obsessed with finding my Reddit. And Ricky? He just posted that he's dating someone new. She has her own place. I bet that stings. Oh, and apparently Jenna's mom is telling people I left because I was intimidated by Jenna's success. Let's get real. She works part-time at a boutique. I'm a software engineer. Make it make sense. That's the whole story. Clean break, peaceful life, and no regrets.